Monday's Rose Bowl was not a college football playoff game. It didn't feature the highest-ranked teams in the Pac-12 or the Big Ten. It also didn't get constant TV promotion during the other 30-plus bowl games. But if you think USC's 52-49 victory over Penn State wasn't meaningful, you weren't paying attention to the riveting 4-hour and 12-minute commercial for how fun and engrossing college football can be. If you weren't tuned in, you really should have seen Trojan coaches and players with tears streaming down their faces after sprinting onto the field to celebrate with each other after kicker Matt Bowermester booted a 46-yard field goal with no time remaining to cap a 17-point rally. Or you should have stared at the dozen of Penn State players frozen on the Nittany Lions sideline as they watched in disbelief of a game where they fell behind 13-0, then battled back just like they had earlier this season when the young team that wasn't ranked in the preseason rallied from a 21-7 deficit against Ohio State to knock off the Buckeyes, or a 13-3 deficit to defeat Minnesota, or the 24-14 score they'd overcome against Indiana, or even that 28-7 hole to beat Wisconsin to win the Big Ten title. This time, though, Penn State wasn't the one celebrating as the clock showed 0 o'clock. Lynn Swann and Clay Helton, Harry Howe, Getty Images, Getty Images, Getty Images. Or you should have walked with Penn State's spectacular sophomore tailback Saquon Barkley as he waded into the Trojans' midfield celebration to congratulate USC players one by one. I stopped counting at a half-dozen that he approached. Some of the Trojan defenders will probably be having nightmares of number 26. Not just the 8 Trojans who had a chance to bring him down and ended up flailing at air on his 79-yard touchdown run in the third quarter, but the rest of them that marveled at his 194 yards on the night. Lord knows they'd been warned for weeks by USC defensive coordinator Clancy Pendergast about how tricky it is to try and get a sense of a dynamic runner like Barkley in bowl practices. You end up taking bad angles, which is why many of the Trojans congratulated Barkley and told him how special he was. One Trojan told Barkley how he's an NFL back and looks forward to watching him in the pros. Barkley nodded and gave a half-smile. "It sucks," he conceded a few moments later as he glanced up at the cheering Cardinal and Gold crowd to the left of the Penn State tunnel. "This is a tough way for our season to end. It hurts, but really I'm more proud than anything. I'm so proud of our guys and the way we keep battling and keep fighting." About 40 yards away, a group of Trojan royalty, legends Ronnie Lott, Marcus Allen and Curtis Conway, congratulated their younger brethren and posed for pictures with fans. Many of the Trojan fans had gotten spoiled with all of the success USC had under Pete Carroll. Rose Bowls became almost cliché if they weren't BCS title games, and then amid hefty NCAA sanctions, the program backslid off the mountaintop. Matt Bowermester, Robert Hanashiro, USA Today Sports. It had been almost a decade since USC had won this bowl, dating back to 2009. Heck, many around Southern California didn't even think any bowl was possible when the Trojans were 1-3 after getting hammered by Alabama 52-6 and then falling to Stanford and Utah. But that seemed like ages ago. Leon McQuay, USC safety who dropped a would-be interception in the last minute only to make good and pick off Trace McSorley on the very next play to set the Trojans up for the game-winning field goal, said no one on his team remembered that awful start. "Nope, not after this. To be honest, I don't even remember the beginning of the season," he said. "No one in our locker room does. We're living in the moment." So was USC offensive coordinator T. Martin, who celebrated with his wife Toya and their kids as he yelled, "We won the Rose Bowl." The 38-year-old Martin quarterbacked Tennessee to the 1998 national title and won 2 SEC titles, but he called this game with its back-and-forth swings and huge offensive plays the best he's ever been a part of. Saquon Barkley, Harry Howe, Getty Images, Getty Images, Harry Howe. "This is what college football is all about," Martin told Fox Sports. "It's not about being perfect. It's about fighting through adversity and getting better and coming together as a team." USC Athletic Director Lynn Swann was asked if this win, as entertaining as it was, meant the Trojans were back. "No, If we were back, we'd be playing, next, Monday night, in the national title game, he conceded. It's a building process. He, Trojan head coach Clay Helton, has upped the ante, adding that a comeback win on this stage with the whole football world watching, says something about that team and its coach. At his post-game press conference, Penn State head coach James Franklin first praised USC's team before talking about the raw emotion in his locker room.